Welcome to Where There's a Wills.
There's a play.
I'm Ian, your mid-complexity casual gamer.
And I'm Stacey, I'm your non-gamer gamer.
Today we are here with a review of FlipToons, designed by Jory Aiden and Renato Somoza, with art by Diego Sa, and brought to us by Thunderworks Games, who provided this game for review.
FlipToons is a fast-paced deck-building card-flipping game for 1 to 4 players. In FlipToons, you play as a cartoon casting agent, flipping toon cards into a 3x2 audition grid, trying to earn the most fame. Let's get down to the table for a brief walkthrough.
To set up the game, you're going to give each player a set of 6 starter cards, toon cards that have a gray background, as well as a player aid and a fame tracker. Place the 5 market cards in the middle of the table, shuffle the toon deck, and deal out 5 cards to the market, placing them from lowest rank to the highest rank. Place the Critic's Choice card near the market.
Each round is played in 4 phases. The flip phase, where everyone simultaneously flips their card into a 3x2 grid.
Then the check fame phase. This is where everybody's going to count the fame in their cards, which is the number in the green circle on the bottom. Some of them have some extra abilities. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5 fame. What's your fame?
I didn't do very good. I only have 3, 4.
You have 5 as well.
5.
You should have 5 as well.
Yes,
yeah.
I got the middle
So
one.
the dragonfly in your starter hand scores per unique adjacent card, and having it over here, there's only 2 cards that are unique next to it.
Then you've got the market phase, where everyone in turn order gets up to 2 actions. Spend fame to hire new toons, dismiss a face-up toon from your grid to a personal discard pile. You can use the same action more than once a turn, and you don't have to take any action if you don't want to. An unused fame does not carry over to the next round. Refill the market and reposition cards by rank.
So I have 5 fame. I can look up here. I can't get any of these because this is 7, 10, and 15 fame. I can get one of these. This one allows me to flip a previous card unless it can't be flipped. This one gives me, if there's 0 points, but if there's at least 1 dog in the market or the other player's grid, you get 5 points. So I'm going to take this one and put it in my personal pile here for 4 fame, and I have 1 fame, so I can't do anything. It does cost 5 to dismiss a cast member. The caterpillars do cost 3 though. And then I'm going to refill this. Oh, it actually is in place. It is a 9, so it does go in the same spot.
That doesn't happen very often.
No.
So I've got 5 to spend. It's not on camera, but I have 5, so I can only take a 3 or a 4, and I'm not really thrilled about either one of those, so I'm going to actually discard one of my cards so that I can hopefully get a better card to put in my grid next time. A little bit of strategy maybe, so I'm going to discard that for 5.
All right. And so then you have the cleanup phase for your final phase of the game. You're going to collect your cards in your grid, as well as any game cards you gain. You are going to shuffle the deck each time. And then in a solo or 2-player game, you're going to take the 2 cards that are on the ends. You are going to discard them, and you're going to put new cards out and making sure to reshuffle them. So I got a butterfly, which is a rank of 4. Then I got another rabbit, which is a rank of 9. So you see all of a sudden this rooster and alligator got a lot more expensive, and those are some of the more powerful cards. And if someone reaches 30 fame during the count fame phase, the end game is triggered. If not, you're going to pass the first player token or card to the next player and repeat the same steps.
And when the end of the game is triggered, each player has 1 final flip, and the person who has the highest fame on that flip wins. If no one reached 30 fame during the game, then the end game is triggered when the market is depleted.
All right, let's get up to the big screen for wins of the game. The first one is the portability of this game. This is a small card game that can be taken just about anywhere, and it will pack in nicely in the backpack. You can see it is about the size of my hand, and it is not much thicker than my hand, so it is very portable.
And the art in this game reminds us of an old school cartoon, using the rubber hose animation style, if you're familiar with that. The characters each have so much personality. The cards are good quality, And it has great reference card as well.
This game is easy to learn, but it also has a lot of strategy behind it. Determining which toons you want to hire from the market, as well as which ones to dismiss, helps bring a depth to the game when managing that risk versus reward aspect of the cards, and which ones you want to use and which ones you want to get rid of for hoping to get a higher fame each round.
Exactly, and the game sets up very quickly and plays in about 20 minutes for 2 players. Since most of the phases of a round are performed simultaneously, there is very little downtime, which does speed up the game. And it would be a fun filler game, at least for us. It's a good, great weeknight game as well.
Yep. The market refill I really like. The fact that you reorder the market every time you refill it is really good. This way a high-powered card doesn't end up coming up cheap for a cheap price to the next person, because all of a sudden you have a lot of high powers and all of a sudden it's worth 4 instead of 7, or someone takes a 4 and then all of a sudden you get a really good card for really cheap, and vice versa. A really cheap one isn't going to end up really high, or a really low ranking one isn't going to end up for a very high price for someone, because you are going to reorder them every time you refill it.
Yep, and each card has a different ability, and those abilities can lead to some nice combos being performed when they come out in the right way. So the anticipation of which cards are being flipped and when brings some excitement for the game. It's really great.
Yeah.
And now let's talk about some weaknesses.
Okay. So, discussing some of the aspects of the game that some people may consider to be weaknesses. Not necessarily us, but we try to look at it from a different lens of different people that might be playing this game. So these are some things we've identified that might be a weakness for some people.
In the first couple of rounds, it can be pretty slow going, especially the first round where everyone is flipping the same 6 cards and scoring almost the same points.
There are 2 big luck factors in this game that are kind of driven by the gameplay, which can lead to some volatility and some variability in the game. The first being the fact that you have no control over flip order. This leads to huge volatility in the amount of fame gained each round, and combos can be very elusive. This can also lead to the person who gets the critic's choice not necessarily winning the game if the cards don't come out in the final round, which can be frustrating because every time you shuffle a deck, so you don't know which order. You're not just discarding them and then you know what's left. So that can be a little frustrating sometimes.
Yep. And the other place where there is a luck factor involved in the market, depending on how the cards come out. Strong cards can get expensive fast, or if a lot of strong cards come out, they can get inexpensive as well. The same is true about weaker cards. This can lead to a lot of unpredictability in purchasing the toons. This gets even more variable in the 2-player game when you discard the cards on each end during the cleanup phase.
Yeah. The other weakness that I could see for some people is that it is a light game with not a lot of heavy strategy. So while there is some strategy in figuring out which card you're going to hire versus which ones you're going to dismiss, the actual gameplay, the depth of gameplay doesn't have a lot of strategy. You're just flipping the 6 cards. You don't have any onus into where you flip them, which could lead the game to feel very samey after many plays. Because you're just doing the same thing over and over. So now let's get to our final thoughts.
So as a non-gamer gamer, this game is easy to play, easy to understand, as the cards given to you all have the directions they're scoring on them. It's not an overthinking game, so it's easy to get to the table even if there isn't a lot of time. The artwork is also a huge draw for me. I recommend it for gamers and non-gamers alike who are looking for a quick, fun game.
I enjoy the whimsical artwork of this game and the strategy that is there, figuring out when to hire and when to dismiss cast members. There is an underlining kind of push your luck factor as well, because dismissing cast members does take an action and does take some of your fame points. So determining when to dismiss them and when to hire cards so that you can hopefully get those combos. There's a little bit of push your luck in there with some of the toon abilities and hoping that they come out in the right time, because you might get stuff and you're going, hey, this one's going to flip over the next card. Oh, now this next card was a really good card. Now it's flipped over. Now it's not scoring anything. It's also very easy to play. It is a very easy to play solo mode that has a criteria that you need to reach. You need to score 30 fame before the deck runs out. I do recommend this one for people who are looking for a small game with a little bit of strategy and don't mind a little bit of luckiness as well.
If you've played this or are interested in it, please leave us a comment below. And as always, please hit that like and subscribe button as it means so much to our channel. Also, make sure you hit the bell icon so you know when we have new videos posted.
Once again, this has been Where There's a Wills.
There's a play.
I'm Ian.
I'm Stacey.
And we'll see you next time.
At the table.